Okay, let's continue. I'm really sorry.
Fine, okay, no problem.
Okay, let's start. Okay, I was here, right? Yeah, so RBCs, they actually do not have any nucleus. Another thing about them is that they contain this oxygen carrying protein called hemoglobin. Okay, so they have this flattened, biconcave disc shape. And a dumbbell shaped cross section. And why is that? Why do you think that is? Here's the question. ওরা এই আমাদের red blood cell গুলা flattened biconcave shape কেন? Because this shape is the best for their function. This actually enables. Hello, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So it actually enables them to have a higher surface area to volume ratio. Because যত surface area to volume ratio, তত faster diffusion হবে oxygeনের. Okay? Because what is the main function of RBCs? To transport oxygen to the whole body, and also to transfer carbon dioxide, right?
Yeah.
So it actually needs a shape so that it can easily diffuse, মানে এটার থ্রুতে যেন easily oxygen diffuse করতে পারে. So it enables them to have a higher surface area to volume ratio for faster diffusion of oxygen. Another point is that cell আমাদের blood অনেক thin capillaries দিয়ে travel করে, right? So it needs to have a shape that is very flexible so that it can easily, squeeze through, even the thinnest of the blood capillaries or veins. So yeah, it allows the cell to be more flexible the cell to be more flexible to squeeze through blood capillaries. Okay, please write them down. আমি আসতেছি. Hello. Are you done writing it down?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Now let's move on to another type of cell. These are found in plants. These are called xylem. Xylem vessels, okay. Now, what are these xylem vessels? এগুলা basically আমাদের প্ল্যান্টের স্টেমের মধ্যে থাকে. These are, long hollow tubes so that the plant can, transport water and obviously other minerals, but mainly water. Yeah, so these are actually dead cells and they conduct water and mineral salts from the roots to the leaves of the plant. And they also play a role in mechanical support. So, yeah. You'll see যে কি adaptation হয় to actually be able to perform all these functions. Okay, I'm going to actually try to show you a picture of the xylem vessel. And there are actually different types of xylem vessels. So it can look like this simply. And মাঝখানে এরকম just wait. And then it can be much thicker. Now, I'm trying to show you that there can be different types of xylem vessels, okay? And it can, look very different in every case. But main thing is, এদিক থেকে পানি transport হয়. So these are called lumen. Okay. And hello? Yeah, আমার কথা শুনতে পারতেছিলা?
হ্যাঁ আচ্ছা
Okay. So if you have any questions, just ask me, okay? So these are all xylem vessels. Now, all of these are actually dead materials. এগুলাকে আমরা বলি, this is actually made of lignin. Okay. All these are made of lignin. So, what are xylem vessels? Main কথা হচ্ছে they're elongated hollow tubes that are made of xylem cells linked end to end. So xylem cells, they are actually dead cells. and they conduct water and mineral salts. From the roots to the leaves. So this is one of their functions actually. Another function is mechanical support. Okay, understood?
Yeah.
So they conduct water, but then they also support mechanically. Yeah. So what are the adaptations of these xylem cells, of these xylem vessels? So number one adaptation is that, I'm just gonna write it in maybe green. Number one adaptation is that they actually do not have protoplasm and cross walls. I'll just tell you in a minute what these are. Main kotha hocche, there is an absence of protoplasm and cross walls, which could impede water flow through the lumen. Lumenটা হচ্ছে ওই হোলটা, মানে the internal cavity. Okay, so lumen is basically the internal cavity. Okay, number two.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but since xylem vessels don't have protoplasm, that means they're not living, right?
Sorry?
Since xylem vessels do not have protoplasm, that means they're not living, right?
Yeah, exactly. They're not living. They're dead. They're dead cells.
Got it.
Now I'm going to explain. Yeah, you're right. So protoplasm এর মানেটা কি? Protoplasm হচ্ছে the living part of the cell. So the living part of the cell includes what? The cytoplasm, the nucleus, the mitochondria, you can say mitochondria, and also chloroplast. Everything, these are all included in protoplasm. Okay. And cell wall is actually the one that is already dead. একটু আগে আমি cell wall এর ব্যাপারে লিখছিলাম, I actually mentioned that it is non-living. So cell wallটা এদের থাকে। Cross walls মানে কি? Cross walls মানে হচ্ছে, for example, this is a cell ধরো, এটার হয়তো বা মাঝখানে আরেকটা সেল আছে, এইখানে যদি লাইনিংটা থাকে, the water will not be able to flow easily. Okay, so like if you look from the top of this stem, ধরো এটা ধরো lumenটা. Okay,
yeah.
So if this actually had cross walls, then এরকম এরকম ভাগ ভাগ হয়ে থাকতো, and then water তো obviously properly flowing করতে পারতো না. So that's why the lack of protoplasm and cross walls actually make them perfect for this function. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, yeah, where was I? Another adaptation, right? So another adaptation is that the lignin, basically the deposition, I mean, green color. So the deposition of lignin on the cell walls, this actually strengthens the vessels. And that's why they can provide support, okay? So this lignin actually provides support to the vessels. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any question?
No, Apu.
Okay. By the way, do you know what cell walls are made of? In plant cells, obviously.
Chitin? No, I don't think so.
Sorry?
I thought it was chitin, but that's something else, right?
No. You mean chitin? Okay, yeah, that one is in I think fungi.
Yeah. I think that's in fungi.
Yeah. So yeah, in plant cells it is made of cellulose.
right? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
exactly. I'm just going to write it there again. Where did I write it? Yeah, here. I think I missed it out. Non-living, fully permeable, made of cellulose. Okay. Yeah. Let's go back. Okay, so yeah, there's deposition of lignin on the cell walls. So this strengthens the vessel. Okay. Now, moving on, I think this one is done. I don't have to mention anything else. Let's move on to the root hair cells. Okay. Are you done noting everything down?
Yeah, Apu.
Now let's study root. Root hair cells. Okay, so what are these? These are also in plants, okay, in the plant roots. Roots are main কাজ কি? To absorb water, like to absorb as much water as possible and minerals as well, right? So the root hair cells, they are actually adapted to this function. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, let me show you what they look like. ধরো okay, middle আমাদের vacuole আছে, so I'm gonna try. Oh, man. By the way, which school do you study in?
Well, Apu, I'll give my exams from Loreto, but I've been a private, like I've been homeschooled for the last 2 years. I was in Averos International School. It's in Almaty.
What school?
Averos International School.
Oh, okay, I don't know about that. I've actually never heard about this before. Yeah, I'm your private থেকে দিছি actually O levels and A levels back in 2015 and 2017. So yeah. Yeah, it does not really matter. I mean, at the end, kotha theke dao and kotha theke na dao. Yeah, so as you can see, obviously this is the nucleus, right? And this thing right here is actually the vacuole. And obviously this right here is the root hair. This is the cellulose cell wall. And so just let me just give you a picture যে এটার আশেপাশে always অনেক soil particles থাকে because root তো মাটির নিচেই হয়, right? So just think that these are all
Yes.
soil particles and stones and everything. Okay, now root hair cells, these are cells basically which extend into the soil to absorb water and mineral salts. So their functioning হচ্ছে, I'm just going to write it here. To absorb water and mineral salts. Now, an adaptation to this function is a long, narrow structure. As you can see this part right here, this is quite long and narrow, right? This is the part that is called root hair. ঠিক আছে? And why is it so long and narrow? এটা অনেকটা ওই red blood cell-এর ব্যাপারে যা বলছি এখানেও বলতে গেলে তাই। So the thing is, adaptation টা হচ্ছে this long and narrow structure. This basically it increases the surface area to volume ratio. Okay. And that results in what? Faster absorption of water. That's it. You could say that basically helps in faster diffusion. Same thing, faster absorption, faster diffusion. Yeah, that's it. Let me know when you're done.
Yeah, just 1 second.
Yeah, sure.
Abu, do we need to know what these look like under a microscope as well?
No, you don't need to know that. I think এটার ব্যাপারে just এতটুকু জানলেই হবে। মানে আমি যেগুলো স্ট্রাকচার ড্র করতেছি, just if you know that, that's enough.
Under a microscope, all of these are visible, right?
Yeah. So if you look under a light microscope, you'll definitely be able to see a vacuole, a nucleus, and a cell wall. Yeah, these are definitely visible. But এটা দেখার জন্য you actually need to get the cell out of a root hair. So for example, let's say carrots, okay? carrots the roots ওইটা ক্যারেটের যে দেখবা মাঝে মধ্যে একদম নিচের দিকে কিছু চুলের মতো একটা থিন কিরকম জানি চুলের মতো লেগে থাকে so if you extract that and then look under the microscope তাহলে এটা দেখতে পারবা এই যে root hairটা otherwise কিন্তু দেখতে পারবা না so yeah
just the cell, right?
হ্যাঁ
Abundant copy.
Okay, now I think you just need to know what an organ is, what a tissue is, and what an organ system is, and finally what an organism is. Okay, so obviously everything starts with a cell. So many cells make up what?
Tissues.
Yeah, exactly, tissues. And many tissues make up
Then tissues make up organ systems, I think.
yeah organs, and then many organs
Oh,
make up
they make up
organ system, and finally we get our multicellular organism. That's it. So I think you already realized, Jay, yeah, this is the basic unit of life, this one. And then a group of cells basically is a tissue that carry out the same function. So I'm going to write it down. This one, let me do it in a different color. So this one is the basic unit of a living organism. Many cells of the same type carrying out the same function is called a tissue, becomes a tissue. And then organ, these are different tissues working together to perform a specific function. Okay, that is an organ. Yeah, so at organo, it has a distinct shape which allows it to carry out its function well. So organero adaptation hoy, cells and tissues সবারই adaptation hoy, okay? Okay, what is an organ system? Organ system is easy, a group of functionally related organs. For example, just think of two kidneys and then the ureter and everything, they're all working for what? For excretion, right?
Yeah.
So a group of functionally related organs form an organ system. And finally, a multicellular organism. So this is just many organ systems working together. And finally, this one doesn't have any aim. এতক্ষণ আমরা বলছি যে to perform a specific function, to perform a specific function, এটার বেলা আর কোনো function নাই. It does so many things. I think the main function is to survive, but that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. I guess we're done for today. Next thing I can start the next chapter. I think next chapter to keep on my syllabus, so let me check.
Diffusion and osmosis, I think.
Okay, yeah, diffusion and osmosis. I'm gonna start that next class, okay? All right, see you then. Goodbye.
Apu, I'm sorry, but will you be able to upload this video by tonight so I can like finish the notes?
Yeah, sure.
If not,
Because
I can
আমি YouTube upload kori because the thing is Google Drive I'm running out of space as well. So YouTube process
Yeah,
with it and to high quality আসতে একটু time লাগবে, okay? So I think just to wait for
Oh,
that. Okay, great.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.